Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Friday, the 4th of February 2022, and it's 13:46. That's 1:46 in the afternoon. What a difference an hour makes. Yes, an hour ago we had prepared this video, only to find that we had the microphone facing the wrong direction, so I sounded rather garbled. Having therefore started again and changing the news headlines, we can see that literally in the last couple of minutes, the US NonFarm payrolls report has come out. And why I say what a difference an hour makes is that gold and silver prices were higher, actually up on the day an hour ago, and as we shall see in a few moments, they've fallen. Equally, the dollar was down slightly. It now has risen, and the cryptocurrency market was up over 5%, and now we'll see in a few minutes it's actually up only 3%. So perhaps that error of mine with the microphone has worked to our advantage. Yes, major headline: US payrolls rise by 467,000, defying Omicron variant's surge. Let's see what's gone on. US employers added more jobs than forecast last month, despite a surge in COVID-19 infections and related business closures. Non-farm payrolls increased 467,000 in January, after an upwardly revised 510,000 gain in December. So we've had an increase in the figures for December and higher than expectations now in January. The unemployment rate, though, ticked up to 4%, and average hourly earnings jumped. The median estimate in a Bloomberg survey of economists called for 125,000 advance in payrolls, though forecasts ranged widely. A variety of factors, including Omicron and the way workers who are homesick are factored in, making interpreting the January data challenging. The dollar jumped along with treasury yields following the report. We said in our last weekend update, Friday is going to be the crucial day, and then we produced a video in the week saying on Sunday expect volatility this week, and we've had volatility. Perhaps with the margins not being great, but we've had a seesawing of rises and falls in the price of gold and silver. And as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, in producing this video, we've seen silver being up quite considerably and gold now falling back. Let's take a quick look at that just to see where we're at. Gold is now down $5.72. It was at 18.15. When we looked at this, it was less actually than an hour ago. Now it's fallen back to 17.98. Will that change? It can do as the information is digested. Silver was as high as 22.66, and we were going to say it's well above the 22.50 level, thank goodness. But it's now actually down 12 cents on the day at 22.29. Why? Because these jobless figures are going to highlight, without any shadow of a doubt, the hawkish response from the Federal Reserve. And if we look at economic data, we can see that even yesterday, the initial jobless claims figures were better than expected. We also had, as anticipated, market services and ISM services PMI, which were broadly positive. And the factory orders exactly as anticipated as well. So with the non-farm payrolls, as we can see, coming out at 467,000 against expectations of 150, and last month's being raised considerably to 510, that is now suggesting that the one potential aspect that could prevent the Fed from raising rates in March has been blown away. The unemployment rate did tick up to 4%. But look at average hourly earnings, up 0.7% against expectations of 0.5. That's going to add to the inflation fears. So without a doubt, the Fed, in our opinion, will be raising rates unless something dramatically happens between now and March. That's the main news for today. We were going to cover a host of other things, but quite frankly, there's no point, because this is what's going to have the major impact on the equity market, the bond market, precious metals. What we will look at, though, is the end of negative ECB rates in 2022, which is an interesting article, because whilst the ECB has come across as the most dovish out of the US and the UK, now traders and economists align their positions on euro area monetary policy, with both groups now forecasting the European Central Bank will bring an end to 7 years of negative interest in 2022. Money markets on Friday priced in 50 basis points of tightening for December, suggesting the deposit rate will be lifted to zero from minus 0.5% at present. Analysts at Goldman Sachs and Deutsche Bank concurred, predicting 2 quarter-point moves over the coming months. Let's take a look at the dollar index. Up. It was down. It was down, not a lot, but it was down 0.06. Let me refresh the page to make sure it's current. It was down 0.06. It's now up 0.23. Energy prices, we said in our weekly update, do not be surprised to see WTI crude reach $90 this week. Well, it's not just reached $90, it's reached $92. It's currently standing at $91.99 and Brent crude $92.78. Equity markets, I shall refresh the page because they are changing by the minute. Asia Pacific overnight broadly positive, but only just. European markets and UK down between a minus 0.03% for the UK and down 1.7% for the DAX. Cryptocurrency market was up 5%. It's now up 3.6%. And we can see Bitcoin trading at $37,600. It was just $1 or $2 short of 38,000 an hour ago. And gold and silver, once again, I'll refresh it as we're live. Gold getting slightly worse, now down $6 on the day at $17.97. And silver was down 12 cents. Let's have a look. Recovering just slightly, now down 7 cents at $22.29. Because it's Friday, we're keeping today's video quite short. Just a reminder, we have the weekly update tomorrow. Do tune in because our predictions are coming pretty accurately. We would say always, but particularly of late, bearing in mind the varying, conflicting pieces of information coming out both geopolitically and economically. And really, don't miss them, especially if you're a trader, funnily enough, and you're looking short term. Long term, we're bullish gold and silver, of course we are, but we're not blind to the fact that rising interest rates and a strengthening dollar is going to have a bit of a negative effect on precious metal prices, perhaps short term. Thank you so much for listening. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, press the bell sign so that when we do produce these videos, you receive them immediately. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the sound is much better now. Thank you. Until tomorrow. Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.